Yeah. 그러니까 진짜 이렇게까지 해야 돼? 민망하잖아.
I feel like I should stand on that side. No, we should stand on. Yeah, we should stand on. Yeah, we stand on this side. You guys stand on that side.
Okay, some still can come here, like, I don't know. Okay, distribute yourselves across.
Okay, I'll be on this side.
Okay. Cover me.
No,
Stop the presentation.
you're front and center.
Okay, got it. Yeah, you should turn it on.
Should I turn this mic on?
I don't know where to stand because the camera's right there.
It's okay.
Should I?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, actually, I think we should see that.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You're recording, right?
Should I put my glasses on? I don't know.
I think so. Yeah, we should grab.
Wait,
I
can
have
you
my
feel
glasses.
this for a
Okay.
second?
You can record from that side first.
Okay, I'll just hold on it.
Hey. Look at us.
Okay, all set?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds good? Okay.
You can. Yes.
Yeah, hello. We are YCGH, or You Can Grow Here. YCGH comes from an acronym of all of our first names. So Y for UPAR.
I'm Yupar and I'm a junior year computer science major.
C for Cindy.
Oh, hi, I'm Cindy. I'm a third year and I'm a computer science and design major.
And G for Colin.
Hello, my name is Khan. I'm a third year and also a computer science and design major.
And I'm Hope. I am also a junior majoring in computer science and design. And You Can Grow Here speaks on our sustainable development goal, which is good health and well-being. The UN defines this goal as promoting a healthy life and promoting well-being for all ages. And we chose to focus on mental well-being and specifically focusing on those who struggle with or those who seek to understand anxiety or anxiety disorder. So our goal for You Can Grow Here is to provide these users with a immersive, calming virtual reality experience that will help them to understand and to manage their anxious feelings. The first two interactions and our exercises are designed to help our users identify their emotions and reflect on themselves, while the third and fourth exercises are designed to help our users to calm down if they are in an anxious state. In a world that can often be very overwhelming and full of anxiety, You Can Grow Here, we really hope that this will allow our users to calm down with engaging, sensory-filled spaces and empower our users to take these tools that they can use onto everyday life, showing that you and everyone can grow here. So we'll get started with our demonstration.
This is our first interaction. Our facts interaction is to find a way to the second interaction. So you can start by clicking on these words to or drag them around to find the exit. And once you figure it out, that you can drag these words towards you 3 times or move to the side, you can escape. So this introduction invites you to confront and accept these negative emotions like trapped inside you, visualizing as this like suffocating words, and pull them towards you or drag them around to let them go. Also, the words deeper emotions inside you. We'll move on to the interaction 2.
In interaction 2, our patient works to acknowledge and identify the negative feelings that they may be feeling in the current moment or have felt in the past when experiencing anxiety. So in this interaction, we hope to help our patient in learning to navigate their feelings as well as guide them through an exercise to let go of the negativity that they may be holding within. So in the scene itself, visually, there are 10 common emotions that people with anxiety often experience. The words themselves are shown in this watery typographic form, and they hover in a circular layout around the user when they step in the middle. So when GL steps in the middle of our platform here, the patient can interact with each of these words by either clicking on it using the laser pointer or walking into the word and causing a collision. When they interact with the word fades away or washes away in a rain effect and fills the patient with a feeling of serenity and also release moving forward. So GL will now demonstrate this interaction by interacting with every word in the area and then move on to interaction 3.
And our third interaction and exercise is a breathing exercise. For this one, the users are met with a breathing box and 2 spheres, and it is basically just going to guide the user into a breathing exercise. So Jill will go up on the platform and she'll take the spheres and use the breathing box as an exercise to breathe, hold, breathe out, and then hold. So as the rectangle goes up, Jill will breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, and then you can see as every time Jill breathes in and out and follows this exercise, the light gets brighter each time. And she'll be doing this for around 5 times with the calm meditation music in the background as well. And breathing is designed to help with anxiety, or it's proven to help with anxiety as it lowers heart pressure, lowers your blood pressure, and promotes relaxation. And this is kind of inspired by the 5-5-5 anxiety breathing exercise, which is just a simple breathing exercise where the users breathe in for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, and exhale for 5 seconds.
In our final interaction, the patient is tasked with finding 7 distinct words spread out across this brighter and more peaceful landscape. And each word is associated with a specific color of the rainbow as well as an object in nature, such as plants or fruits. And in this task, they are tasked to find every word in the order of the rainbow and put them in the box. Once they put all of the words into the box successfully, a wall will lower down and show the final celebratory scene of our project.
This interaction is inspired by the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique, which is an exercise that helps you ground in the present moment. So by going through the scene, the user will be able to ground themselves in the present moment. That helps reduce the anxieties and make them calm.
and a new beginning and just a rainbow symbol of peacefulness. So this is what the user will see at the very end. It's just to remind them that yes, you can start again. It's just to, like, after you came through your whole storm of the feelings that you felt, you'll now start with a new beginning again. You'll be able to feel peaceful.
How do you do that? Thank you. I'll. Oh wait, it's still on. Oh, I didn't do that. Oh wait,
Bucket.
Can I just put it over here? Because I'm not going to talk much. It's good.
I want to press the button to make sure it's recording. Yep, it's fine.
Okay.
Good.
hello, we're group 2. I'm Amanda. I'm a graphic design major.
Hi everyone, I'm Elson. I'm a CS major.
And I'm Andrew. I'm an industrial design major.
So our game is called Substance Abuse Alcohol, and our chosen sustainable development goal is good health and well-being. While this goal encompasses many aspects of wellness, we wanted our game to hone in on the issue that people face with addiction and like specifically with alcoholism. The gameplay will take the players through a powerful narrative arc. They will begin casual and like social drinking, and then the experience will gradually turn into the isolating and destructive cycle of alcohol dependency. And as the story unfolds, the player will be faced with emotional and psychological tolls of addiction. And then towards the end, eventually the focus will turn towards recovery, exploring realistic and research-backed paths to healing, such as motivational enhancement therapy and lifestyle changes designed to avoid triggers and promote healthier habits. Through this journey, we aimed to raise awareness, build empathy, and spark meaningful reflections on the realities of addiction and hope of recovery.
So this first initial scene starts with that social setting that Amanda talked about, where you might go out with friends and just spend time in a bar, hanging out, having a good time. So alcoholism can be a slippery slope where you start in a social setting, but all of a sudden the alcohol can have long-lasting effects on your mental well-being. And so this hallway represents that feeling over time of stress and anxiety that build up from drinking. And in some cases, people might feel that drinking might fix these problems, but in fact, they often make them a lot worse.
And these like emotions like anxiety and depression, those are like held up as barriers. So like the player can't pass through them unless they're interacting with peers, because that implies that drinking beers to like make these feelings go away, but that doesn't necessarily make it better.
And the thoughts that are floating around here are thoughts that somebody in throes of alcoholism and alcohol addiction might be thinking to themselves in positions.
I have problems with it. Yeah. I know where to start with. Okay. Stuck somewhere.
Can you go through the wall and go around it?
Okay. Now I can go through. Okay.
And then as you get to the end of this hallway, the walls narrow down and these thoughts become more intrusive and discombobulating and stressful and a sense of impending doom, if you will. And then now that we've made it out, this is where recovery begins. And so this first path off to the right here are, what was it? Is changing your lifestyle habits to put yourself in a better position to overcome alcoholism. This helps avoid triggers like being around alcohol or people that are engaging in drinking. It just puts you in a better place, as well as physically helps your body recover.
So instead of like staying in bed or binge drinking, we have eat nutritious meals. There's descriptions underneath these habits that you can pick up, like eating healthy strengthens bones, supports muscles. Like instead of day drinking, you can go on hiking alone or with other people, improves heart health, reduces stress, calms anxiety, and lowers risk of depression. Instead of staying in bed all day, you can go on a walk outside, which can help reduce cravings and increase your blood flow, strengthen your body's antibodies, improve your immune system. And then more healthy habits like going to sleep early, practicing yoga, dancing to your favorite songs, or going biking. A lot of these you can add to your lifestyle to kind of like just rebuild new habits that actually improve your physical health.
And then this last section is the motivational enhancement therapy. This is focusing more on your mental well-being rather than the physical activities that you can do to improve your well-being. And so these the first word here is a bad thought that you might have. And then under that is something that motivates you to feel better about yourself and to think better about yourself as well. And so you're supposed to read each of these before you move on to the next one. So it's, I am strong, I'm supported, I'm responsible, and then you can go on to the next one. What is the point of even, oh, disappeared. My life is safer without drinking. Drinking is not good for my health. I'm not myself when I drink. Drinking is the only thing that makes me feel okay. That's a bad thought. I'm recreating my life. I'm practicing healthy habits. I trust myself to make healthier choices. And then after this, we are faced with our addiction, our beers. And in this case, the beers are pushed away, like you're refusing to drink and you're going to make recovery. And congratulations, you're making great progress. Addiction never ends when you stop. It is always a battle that you have to fight, and you always have to keep going to push through it. And so there is no end in sight for addiction. It is a constant battle. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nice work.
I don't know who's group 3. Yeah.
So just speak a little bit louder.
Who wants to? You can just like.
Oh.
We'll just, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I have one. Yeah.
Under.
yeah, like underneath your jacket. This
Oh.
underneath the
Okay.
jacket. Yeah.
Yeah. Intro.
Hello everyone. Oh,
Background sound here?
yes.
Can you hear?
No.
No. No.
Yeah, I think it's better.
Okay, that's good.
All right. Hello everyone. Welcome to the XR Classroom. Today we're going to be talking about a project aimed to present a solution for one of the 18 UN's Global Sustainable Development Goals, namely quality education. And so today we find ourselves on this dark path. This is the path of uncertainty, and here we find some questions that we ask ourselves as we walk along this path. One of them is, will I succeed? Where the protagonist, we're kind of confused about, are we like really going to succeed in life? Or like we feel feelings of doubt, uncertainty, and just considering what could my future be? And generally it's quite a spooky path to walk along, just having to navigate your life and just thinking, where am I headed? Where am I going? And we feel questions as to where do we belong in life? Where do we even go? Where can I go? And over here we kind of think through some of the maybe potential career paths we might go to. So like speculative investor, multi-level marketing, NFT investor, even scammer. And like these are not very fun career decisions to think of. And as we just keep going, we just come across more and more questions about where we are headed in life. What are we capable of? Where am I going? What am I capable of? And eventually we come across a light of hope in this dark, tumultuous path, the XR Career Day. And so entering the XR classroom, we find still a dark classroom, but there's a mysterious button with change on it, and
Shall we?
let's click it. Right. Oh, sorry.
No, you're doing now.
So here in the networking classroom, now we have a dark door with a spotlight sort of highlighting it with these letters that tell us to enter it. When we go through the door, we find ourselves in a sort of abstract server environment where we see in the distance some different cultures and different countries around the world with their greetings in their respective languages. Here we see some home servers with some connections that lead to away servers, and taking one of these connections, we can pick it up and we can take it to one of the different cultural servers, where we then eventually send a hello message to that one server. And it comes online, and we get to hear a song from that culture. And so here we get a hello from India back, and they say to us Sat Sri Akal, which means hello in Punjabi.
Then we have France.
And then let's send a hello to France over there. And they're online. And
One
finally
more.
sending a hello message to Japan over there. They send us a greeting as well.
I think I like India most.
And it's the Lotus Temple. It's in Delhi, actually.
All right. But I think I need a different
Then,
career.
yeah. So let's check out the next career this time. Now, heading back to the classroom, we can again click on the change button to change our career again.
And after we interact with that button, we are brought to another career, which is ophthalmologist career. It's an eye doctor that helps with the vision. So mostly right now, the vision is blurry. There's a lot of things moving on, and the user interacts with tools that are used by eye care professionals. When the player interacts with the glasses that we can see in front, the disorder eye chart, it becomes more readable, background sound changes, and the light shifts to emphasize clarity and focus. This thing is about helping user experience how vision correction works and give a hands-on experience of what ophthalmologists do in their everyday work. So when we're moving away from the glasses, we can see the chart goes back to the sword, and then when we move forward again, we can see how the glasses help us see better. And after doing this short demo, we're moving to another scene, which is going to be a space demo.
Yeah.
So let's change careers. This time, we find ourselves in an elevator going up outside the classroom, and suddenly we find ourselves in outer space. And we can see around, there's a lot of celestial objects just orbiting around us. And looking at them and pointing at them, we can figure out what celestial body are we looking at. So over there we can see we have Earth and Moon, with the Moon orbiting around Earth and Mercury right above it. There's Mars and Saturn.
That big one there.
And over there's the large object, the Sun, the center of our solar system.
We know it well.
Over there we have Venus. And Jupiter and Uranus right next to each other. And over there, the final body, Neptune. Having found all of the bodies in the system, the black hole over there takes all of the bodies and sucks them all into its orbit, and over there goes the Sun. And after it has been consumed by the black hole, suddenly we discover that
think I really liked being in space for that one.
And so by the end of all three careers that we did today, the user goes from uncertainty to clarity. They've experienced three different careers firsthand, interacted with tools and environment, and gained a better understanding of which career does what. The final atmosphere of the project is bright, clear, and positive, reflecting the sense of direction and empowerment students feel when they can finally picture their future paths. That's what XR Career is all about, making career exploration more accessible, more fun, and more personal for every user who interacts with it.
And as we continue walking along this path of certainty this time, we notice that we find actually what happens ends up happening to us. And after having gone through XR Classroom, we actually end up becoming an astronaut, having gone through all the VR simulators and simulations, having been inspired by XR Classroom. And thank you all for coming to XR Classroom.
Next time you should invite people from Adler.
or aliens.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Right.
Oh.
I'm Adrian Knight.
I am Vansh V. Matra.
And I'm Sophie Blaszko.
Wonderful. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
What if it like moves around right here? Okay.
Oh,
We can make it a little bit higher.
yeah. It could
Yeah,
it could
can
be
we
a
increase
little
it a little bit higher?
higher. Yeah.
I think this is the loudest sound we have, so
Right. Yeah.
we have to make it
Okay.
higher a bit. Okay.
Yeah. The flies.
Hi everyone, my name is Zach. I'm a third year computer science and design student.
I'm Kate. I'm a fourth year computer science student.
And my name is Martin. I'm a third year CS and design student.
And we're addressing the problem of responsible consumption and production. Every year, millions of tons of fruits, vegetables, and kitchen scraps are wasted, contributing to landfill overload and harmful methane emissions. In urban areas, food waste is seen as trash rather than a resource. This mindset leads to missed opportunities for recycling organic matter and creating sustainable solutions, negatively impacting the environment. Our solution with our game is to spread awareness about the compost bins we have in urban areas such as Chicago and visualize in an engaging educational way how we should compost, why we should compost, and encourage others to better help our environment. We're going to start in the kitchen. That's very messy with a bunch of dirty flies. And then we're going to transition outside where we're going to show you guys the compost farm
So to get started, as you can see, we're in a very messy kitchen right now. There are flies going around that are like buzzing, and these are like some rotten foods in the ground. And if we walk around, we'll like hear that it's, we can see that it is very like, there's littered with like a bunch of like food, like rotten food. And if we try to approach a trash can to throw it away, it doesn't seem to disappear. But we gotta clean this place somehow, right? So how about we try maybe going outside, since our trash bins are kind of full right now. And oh, there's a map. And I think there's a bunch of like compost stations right there, those like green icons. I think there's there's one nearby as well. So we could probably step outside and head over to the city. It's very loud today. Oh, there's some trash bin right here. Maybe we could throw it right here. It seems empty. And it doesn't seem to clear anything because there's like clouds right now that it's really hard to see, and it's very loud, and I don't know what all these things are, but it seems like it's like carbon dioxide and methane, or greenhouse gases in general, that are filling the sky. Maybe throwing it in a compost bin would help. So if we throw it away, it seems to clear all the clouds in the sky. And that's pretty nice. And I think the compost bin's truck is ready to go, so let's go follow it. And as we follow this truck, it leads us to this farm right here, where it has this sign that says, compost facilities break down organic waste into nutrient-rich soil. They contain waste piles and helpful bacteria. Follow the tractor to the crop farm ahead and read the instructions on the next sign. The crop farm needs your help. So I guess that's what we have to do. So it seems that this compost that we just made, if we turn around right here, it made into some nutrient-rich soil, which is in this big pile right over here. So I guess when we compost food, if we get our food waste, we put in a compost station, it becomes compost and becomes this nutrient-rich soil that will be very helpful for farms. And I guess we have a mission here again, to find 5 missing compost pieces and drop them on the crop farm. So compost farms turn organic waste into nutrient-rich soil. They use food scraps and plant material to help crops grow. And the compost nourishes plants such as tomato vines and trees. That's pretty neat. So I guess we gotta go start finding these compost balls.
And as you can see, we have 0 out of 5 compost found, but we just found one, and it's going to slowly grow the plants every time we find a new one. So I guess we're playing some Dora the Explorer, and we're going to try to find the other compost. So. Oh shoot, there's a second compost piece there, Mark. You should grab that.
We can bring that over to this farm right here. And it seems like we're only growing like one set of crops. I think it's because there's only one person doing this. But I think if we did this as a more like community-wide thing where we all go to compost stations and learn to compost our foods, our food waste, maybe this whole farm would be able to be more prosperous and be filled with like nice plants and crops. So as we keep grabbing these compost balls and just putting into the farm, it will slowly make these plants grow.
It also looks like we're growing tomatoes on the plants. So I wish we could eat those later.
No. Now where could the other compost balls be? Oh, there's one right here.
Underneath the sign. We're so close to finding all the compost, but I wonder what the last one is. Do you guys know what the last compost is? Behind the hill?
I think it's behind the soil.
Oh shoot. Good job.
Nice one, guys. Let's go grab it, and let's see what happens when we put the final compost ball into our crop.
I think this one's a bit tricky.
we bring it over and it seems that the compost ball has
Disappeared?
It doesn't disappear, it's in the ground. But eventually these plants would fully grow and hopefully that we will be able to like eat these ripened tomatoes. But as you can see, like from the dirty kitchen we had earlier, we were able to use this like rotten food and transform it to something really beautiful with this like landscape right here. And we can actually hear birds chirping and stuff like that. So if we do this as a more community-wide solution, maybe we could like have a more prosperous farms in the future. Thank you.
Did you? No, if you have that, that's fine. Oh, yeah, that is. Huh?
What do you want to wear? This or do you want to?
Are we next?
Yeah.
Oh.
Where is Vince? Excuse me?
Right.
Did the sounds work, by the way? You can't. Did you hear it?
Volume's kind of low. Volume's kind of low.
The volume is low. Volume is low.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Higher a bit, yes.
Should we start?
Let the sound go.
Higher, can't hear anything. Oh.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Well, starting, Bakr Abdeen. I'm an industrial design student, and we are the team, the Guardian of the Sea, and our sustainable goal is life below water.
I'm Ash Kanari. I'm also a CS master's student.
I'm Idunolu Adeneji. I'm a CS grad student.
Okay. Starting with our sustainable goal, which is life below water, our goal focuses on sustainably using oceans and marine resources. Our main aspect is reducing marine pollution such as plastic waste, debris, and oil spills. To address this issue, our project, Guardian of the Sea, introduces a solution through a hybrid interaction. The user will be able to take control over a robot to be able to clean those debris and oil spills. And some other tasks can be automated, but some other tasks will need human intervention, such as, for example, helping marine animals that could be stuck in those debris or trash. Now, our VR, we aim to make the users engage with real-world scenarios that will educate them on the sources and the impacts of the marine pollution. And we also promote sustainable practices just as reduce, recycle, and reuse.
All right, so we can see on the right, like Becker said, we have the human counterpart, which is supposed to be controlling us, so it's moving back and forth among some monitors, and you can see a submarine on the right, and we can see some typography that says threat. We're using a bubble sort of typography because we're underwater. It's kind of quiet, but you can, I think, hear the bubble sounds, and you can see trash on the ground, some more bubble typography that says we move forward, we see typography that says clean up, kind of prompting us, the robot, to do some sort of cleanup. We can see there's a big sign that says danger and red bubbles going out. So as we move closer, we can see there's some oil containers, and the oil is pouring out of them. That's also typography. And we get close, we can hear this eerie music, kind of asking us to get on with our cleaning process. So the user can use their laser pointer to point at the oil container and the oil to get rid of them. And once we are done with cleaning all the oil, you can see the scene brightens up a bit. You can see more, and instead of the red danger bubbles, we have blue bubbles, and we see the danger sign has been changed to danger alert. So we move on to our next area. We can see the typography says reviving, and as we move across, we see there's a lot more greenery now. We can see more corals. We can see fish, dolphin, and turtle. All of them are typographic. So Becker did an amazing job with the typography. You can see how cool they look. And we see another sign that says free me over the dolphin. So if we move close enough, we can hear the dolphin crying for help. So we can use the laser pointer again and free the dolphin. Now it's happy and trying to float away. And we see the same thing with a turtle. Yeah, it's an energetic turtle. Yeah, as we do that, we see the third area that we need to move towards, and the typography says pollution. We can see there's a lot of trash here, like big, obnoxious trash, and it's kind of obscuring our vision, so it's kind of hard to see, but as we try to make our way through, we can see there's some trash that is made out of typography. So we can see bottle, bag, and can. So these are the typographies that are interactable. And on the left, we can see there are trash cans with the prompts that say reuse, reduce, and recycle. The trash cans have their own typography to help us understand which specific trash goes into which container. So we can use the laser pointer and hold the can hear the sound of the can being disposed, and we can see it's clearing up a little bit, but as we put more trash in, the area seems to clear up a little bit more. We can see the blue bubbles. There's still a lot of trash here. We have to, what is that, a bag?
A can.
It's a can, okay. So we put the can in the reduce. We still have some trash left. Can help ID figure out where the trash is. Oh, that's the bottle. Oh, I think we have 2 bags left. There. Yep, and the last bag. And as we do that, we can see the whole environment is super lush now. We can see a lot of corals on the ground. We can see corals and a lot of animals that are happily swimming. We see dolphins, fishes, just moving around. We see some typography that says clean. We see another typography that says safe and future, and that's what we hope to do with our intervention to help mitigate these challenges that are in the underwater environment. But yeah, that was it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so before starting, we want to introduce our project. So, welcome to Immigrants' Rights. It's a goal plan of reducing inequalities. And today we will walk through the inspiration of the real stories of the immigrants in the new country and how they face with a lots of barriers, for example, language, finance, healthcare, police, politics, and lots of things. So, in this experience, we will go through Chicago probably, and let's begin.
Okay. Yeah. Please start. So there's going to be a voiceover, so probably I'll try to narrate as well. But yeah, that's why like we started with a blank screen.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I'm Bahar Ariana. I'm an industrial design major and I'm grad student.
I'm Magnus, and me, and as a student, industrial design master student.
I am Vedant, and I'm a CS master student. Okay.
I'm here. A new city and a new life.
Okay.
Everything
So
feels unfamiliar. So
we
many
start in a new
voices all at once.
city, and if
None
you
of them make
see
sense. Try
when
to
you are
ask
in a
for
new
directions,
city
but
and in a new
don't
country,
understand the answers.
you have
Signs blur into
all
symbols
this
I can't read.
these new
I feel
languages
lost
coming at you.
and
There's like
alone.
people
I don't
talking to
belong.
you, and you don't know really where to go.
Maybe I don't
You have
to
all the
understand
signs
everything all at
besides
once.
you.
What if I just
You can't
listen?
tell where
One
you have to
voice,
go.
one word, one
So
step at
let's
a
go
time.
ahead
The more I
and see what's
focus,
there.
the more I learn.
Oh,
The noise
you have
starts to
some
fade.
directional signs which
Words
help
start
you
to make
navigate,
sense.
but you don't
I
really
begin
know
to
where to go.
recognize
So let's
patterns,
turn right
faces,
since
familiarity.
the arrows point
I'm not
towards
lost
right.
anymore. This city starting to feel like mine.
And you see, as you're walking there, can we remove? Okay, it went away. So you have these barriers as you're trying to walk, and within all these like noise that's surrounding you, you still can't make sure how to go, how to navigate. So your only option is staying persistent and trying to walk towards a certain area. Um, what we are trying to represent here is how confusing it can be, new languages, especially different cultures. Uh, so as you try to navigate your things, uh, the only way to get through these language barriers is to stay persistent, familiarize yourself with languages, focus on one language at once, and eventually you'll get there. And now what you have in front of you is there's still some air of uncertainty. You can see the fog around your city. It's pretty gloomy, and you see the city of dreams, and there's a bank there. So let's try to go towards the bank. And oh, like we fall into a ditch. It's basically a financial ditch. So you can see like it's not very happy. There's fog around there. There's particles flying around you. There's trash cans. And what is this? Let's go towards this. And it says you can't afford this. There's like a lot of negative emotions here. And as you go close to this, it gets emphasized. It's trying to speak to you. There's like an air of eerie silence around you. You're not sure of yourself. And as you can see, like there's 3 of them, so it's like pretty emphasized. As you go towards the end, you see like there's some light at the end of the tunnel. You see there's a ramp with positive emotions with it. You can climb the ramp, like get out of the financial ditch by education, networking, financial literacy, and access. As you go out and you feel like you're out of the ditch,
They stopped me, flashing lights.
you see
My heart
police
started
stopping
racing.
you.
For a second, I felt small, then I remembered, I have my visa. I have rights. Rights
You have
given
your
to me
rights.
by the Constitution. I have the right to remain silent. The right to ask, am I free to go? And that truth gives me strength. I take a deep breath, lift my head, and keep walking. Not with fear, but with power.
Okay,
I'm
so
glad I made it here. I've finally arrived. I feel like I belong.
you
I'm
can
at the beach
basically
with all
push.
these people around me, laughing,
Okay, we're gonna
smiling,
go around it.
together. They're immigrants like me, diverse from different countries and cultures, different languages, different journeys, but somehow the same story. We made it, and maybe I'll stay here a little longer. Take it in, feel the warmth, celebrate. Yeah, maybe I'll stay and have a good time.
Okay, so you reach the bean where you can see like there's a lot of cultures happening.
Yeah.
And
Well, one of the things is one of the most important things for immigrants who are going through a transition of changing environment is to find their supportive community. And one of the biggest challenges for immigrants is that they want to feel belonged, and they want to find friends and socialize, and the feeling of the loneliness. So we decided to make this environment, make this festival as a reward to give the user that you are feeling after passing through the barriers and challenges, you are belong here and you are part of a community.
okay, that's basically us. She took the mic?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Put it here, good. Should I put this?
Just clip on it.
Yeah, just put this on your pocket.
Oops.
No.
I can go back. Go back. The backwards.
Okay.
All right.
Hi, my name is Yasmin. I'm a third-year graphic design major.
Yeah, this is Ednan. I'm a senior. This is my last year, computer science.
My name is Chonghoo Lee, and also senior in computer science.
So this is the buddy system. We are aiming to create a solution for quality education, aiming towards universal literacy. The U.S. is the only country that uses the imperial system, whereas the rest of the world uses the metric system. So with our game, we are hoping to help Americans traveling internationally, international students coming to the U.S., help to learn conversions as they come.
All right.
So the user is surrounded by all of the different units that are included in our game. We're focusing on 3 units. We are focusing on weight, distance, and temperature. So as you walk into the first room, you are met with our weight room. We are focusing on kilograms to pounds. Press yellow.
No. No, that's not a person.
As you press on the buddies are a support system. They help the user to learn conversions. The kilogram disperses slowly, and the pounds disperses at a rate that indicates that pounds, within the conversion, pounds is 2.2 times more than a kilogram.
All right.
As you move forward into the next room, we have our distance room, and this is focusing on the conversion between feet and meters.
Yeah, this is focused on the length, and there is decorative elements floating around the user, and there is the real-world objects are placed throughout the room. You can interact any of the real-world objects, and it helps easily to see between the units of the between the units.
Yeah.
You click the object.
Click on the object. Start with the wall.
Then coin.
Show us coin.
And chess pawn. And the pencil.
So all
and the
these
right
interactions.
As you press on this object,
There's
you
ant.
hear
No,
sounds
not
that
formula.
are,
There's ant.
sounds that
Let me get
correlate
closer
with movement.
because it goes
Yeah,
far
click the
away.
ant.
And we have this pad.
And on the right word, there is the formulas for the other length units. And you can click, and it makes it bigger or smaller. Click the formulas. Yeah.
Okay.
And for the bodies, the user
can
can click.
expand.
User
We
can
got- we
click
gotta
on
go
it and
this way.
move the right or left. Yeah, it makes the conversion easier to visualize. And the current length is then displayed on the backward.
As you move the buddies, you have the distance in feet and the distance in meters.
Yeah.
So as you visualize the buddies being manipulated, stretching and shrinking, you can see the number as well, the conversion.
All right.
So as you move into the next room is based on temperature. So we have our Celsius buddy and our Fahrenheit buddy. Next to our Celsius buddy is the temperature. It's 0 degrees Celsius, which is equal to 32 degrees Fahrenheit, which is next to the Fahrenheit buddy. They've got some scarves because it's pretty cold, and then as they walk under the cloud, they will get to visualize snow. You get to visualize the snow falling down. The snow correlates with the temperature, and you can hear the sound as you're walking through snow.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you move towards the rain cloud, again we have our Celsius and our Fahrenheit buddies. The chosen temperature of 10 degrees Celsius,
10
50
degrees,
degrees Fahrenheit.
50 degrees.
You see them with their umbrellas as it starts to pour, and you hear the rain fall. And then on the back is just the conversion. And so this game aims to allow the users to both visualize and physically manipulate their buddies as their support system to help them learn conversions.
Go.
Thank you. Should I? She ended. Thank you. Nice. There you go.
Okay, let's stand next to me just so like I'll let you know when I go and stuff like that. 'Cause you like go all in.
name's Nandini.
I'm Michaela.
And I'm Basim.
And our team project is called If Drones Don't Fly, Forests Will Die. And the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal that we are working on is life on lands, and we're specifically working on the problem of deforestation. And our solution is to use drones to restore forests. So drones currently only either do aerial seeding or they water plants, and our solution is to be able to use a drone that is capable of doing both and help with the restoring the forest, and that will use like less labor and also speed up the process of restoring forests. So I'll hand it over to my teammate Basim to navigate.
All right, so our first scene captures the harsh reality of deforestation with a logging truck, scattered stacks of cut logs, and the echo of striking trees. The chopping sound underscores the damage being done as with each tree falls and vanishes from the landscape. As the axe strikes, trees collapse, leaving stumps behind, as well as natural carbon dioxide. So when they're gone, the carbon dioxide remains, fueling climate change. Once 5 trees have been cut down, what's left is a barren landscape. No wildlife, no greenery, just CO2 lingering in the air like a remainder of what has been lost. As we leave the devastation of Scene 1 behind, we cross the river, symbolizing a shift from destruction to hope. In Scene 2, we explore a solution, aerial seeding. By leveraging drone technology, we can restore forests faster and more efficiently than ever before, turning barren land back into a thriving ecosystem. Each time the drone passes over a patch of dirt, it drops a seed and a burst of water. A new tree begins to grow, symbolizing rebirth and restoration. Of course, in the real world, planting a tree isn't always as simple as dropping a seed and adding water. Reforestation is a natural process that often takes time and sometimes multiple attempts. Seeds can fail to germinate or be eaten by wildlife, such as birds or squirrels, who rely on them as a vital food source. These challenges are part of the ecosystem's balance, reminding us that restoration is a process and not a quick fix. After 5 trees have planted, half the forest begins to reemerge. By the 7th, the landscape is fully restored. So yeah, as you can see, we made it so that it takes multiple times because in the real world, this just planting one seed in water doesn't always land in a tree. As more trees take root, the carbon dioxide in the air steadily fades. Nature begins to heal, transforming from what has once devastated land into a thriving green ecosystem once again. With the trees back, life returns, birds fly, animals reemerge, forest ecosystems are delicate networks, and when trees come back, everything else follows. The final scene represents a future where technology works with nature, not against it. A future where restoration becomes just as powerful as destruction once was. Deforestation isn't just a loss of trees, it's a loss of life, air quality, and biodiversity. But with innovation and intention, we can reverse some of that damage. Aerial seeding is one example of how we can rebuild our planet one seed at a time. That's all. Thank you. Thank you.
obligated. So I take this from you. I have to put this in the pocket. The one dangling. Yep.
No, there's one. Yeah, he's coming. There you go.
Sounds good, or do we need higher?
I think that's fine.
Maybe a little bit higher? Oh, I already have a mic. It was nice. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Pavan. I'm a junior undergrad computer science major.
My name's Sammy, and I'm an undergrad CS major.
I am Naftali. I'm a CS in design senior.
And this is our project, Forest Defenders.
Yep. And our introduction is our global sustainable goal is life on land, which means protecting forests, stopping the loss of important plants and animals, and keeping our environment healthy. We chose to focus the invasive plants for this project because they hurt the ecosystem and can harm animals and bugs that rely on these native plants. And if we want to keep our forests alive and healthy, we need to take care of what grows in them in order to keep us alive as well. So we chosen 6 plants, 3 native, 3 invasive, and our 3 native are milkweed, purple coneflower, dooryard violet, which is also the state of Illinois. And then our invasive plants are garlic mustard, Johnson grass, and chocolate vines, which are plants that can spread quickly and can take over forest alone over time. So with our research done with these plants, we decided to create a game where the player explore a dark forest, collect invasive plants, and compost them to plant the native plants in the garden while showcasing short little facts along the process. And they can also spray or cut down harmful trees that have the words invasive on them. And as the player does these tasks, the sky turns more brighter, which signals the player something more positive. But overall, we wanted to show how small actions can make a big difference and how it helps the whole ecosystem one step at a time.
Alright, so getting into the actual game, as you can see, we're in a dark forest. There's a lot of red everywhere. This forest is overrun by invasive species. And you can see that board on the right. It's a diagram. It shows 3 main methods we wanted to highlight in how people and scientists can combat invasive species. So the first one is composting. So you can see that Johnson grass right there. It's a small shrub, and for these like flowers and small plants, you can grab them. You can pull them closer to you, and you can take them over to the compost machine, which is that box right there. And once you do that, you put it in, and you can see on that board there, it'll show a fact about what we just composted, which is Johnson grass. And so you can compost pretty much anything that's organic. I think another group talked about it earlier. The bacteria and fungi break down the living material in the stuff, and the soil can be used to plant new things and grow them at a faster rate. So we have a plant right here, and you can put it over in the garden. And so that's milkweed. It's one of the most important flowers for monarch butterflies. They plant, they lay their eggs there, and they depend on milkweed for their nectar. So this is the composting station. The next interaction is the cut stump method, which you can see there's some trees that have some particles coming out of them. And so if you go and cut those, the tree will fall down. And then it's called the cut stump method because once you have the leftover stump, you have to spray it down to make sure that the invasive tree doesn't spread. So you spray it around the tree, the stump will disappear. And this is one of the more used methods by scientists who are mass cleaning these forests of invasive species. It's not really for like normal people, but it happens very instantly, but it takes a lot of resources. You have to cut the tree down and then you have to pick the stumps up. But more recently, there was a breakthrough in herbicide treatments, which is the spray that you use. And so you can actually now spray the bark of the tree itself. It's called basal bark treatment. So these trees that are surrounded by the rings, you can spray directly on them and the tree will die. It dies slower than if you were to just cut the tree immediately, but it's a lot less, it requires a lot less resource use. And so those are the main three methods. You can walk through the forest and you can see over there, there's some more invasive species. Yeah, and we just really wanted to highlight how there are a variety of methods from stuff that you can do, like going and picking up stuff and composting them, all the way to these larger scale efforts. And you can see as we keep composting and planting and cutting these trees down, the forest gets brighter around us. And you can hear, if we get further along, we'll hear bird noises instead of crickets. Chocolate vines, they grow on the trees and they crowd it so that the tree has no space to grow. And that's really harmful to these native plants, which are getting outcompeted at a really fast rate. But yeah, you can see the sky all around us is brighter. That's our one.
All right, thank you.
Got it. Sorry. Yes, please. Thank you. Oh, yeah. I think it's
Alright, hi everyone. We are Team 10. Our project is Urban Decay. My name is Victor Lopez and I'm a CS major.
My name is Xavier and I'm a CS and design major. The development goal that we're working with is sustainable cities and communities. And the goals that we're trying to tackle are transportation emissions as well as accessibility.
One of the ways we think that we can
car or to try to switch over to more of a bus-centered infrastructure, which allows for more people to travel together and makes it easier for those without access to personal vehicles to access public areas such as parks as well as areas for employment. It's the other part, the back part.
There we go.
So as you can see on this puzzle here, instead of focusing on the cars, you're able to remove the letters and spell out bus, which allows you to change over from a car to a bus. So once you change from cars to buses, the streets will eventually clear and there'll be less air pollution as there's less emissions. And also one big issue that comes with a car-centered infrastructure is there's just too much noise. As you can hear, there's a lot of honking. And another issue with poor city planning is these claustrophobic areas, as you can see in this alleyway. It's pretty confined, it's pretty hard to see, which can make it feel pretty unsafe. Another big issue with cities is poor garbage cleaning and littering. So one thing that we can do as a community is come together and try to help maintain our cities clean. As you can see here, there's a lot of rubble and garbage next to this market, next to this gas station. So coming together to clean up can make the city not only look better, but also function better as there's more space to host like public events that can let our community come together. As you can see, another of the negative effects of air pollution is the effects on nature itself. You can see that the trees are being negatively affected. They are decaying as the CO2 bubbles go through them. And another issue with poor city planning can also lead to areas like this where it's dark alleys where it may not be very bright and it feels kind of unsafe. So areas like this kind of promote violence or can make it harder for people to feel safe outside in the city. So fixing areas like this can lead to better communities.
I think it's an old version of the project. Yeah. I think so, yeah.
So yeah, as you can see, once you clean up the city in terms of emission as well as the garbage, you're able to come out to a better looking city with less vehicles, less buildings, and overall more freedom where you feel like you aren't as confined as you were before. And there's also a noticeable lack of air pollution and noise pollution that was really present at the beginning of the journey. So that's pretty much it.
Thank you. Team 11? Okay. Thank you.
Oh, is it? About that? Oh, let's navigate.
Okay.
So our sustainable development goal is sustainable cities as well, and we're trying to simulate a futuristic environment, kind of overrun by technology, overrun by industry, and we're helping people learn how we can build a better future. So this little character guy is made out of like an emoticon, and he's giving you a little hint if you're unable to solve our scramble over here. So you can move up and start interacting with letters.
Wait, sorry. Sorry, what's the grab thing? Oh yeah.
Use this button to put the laser pointer.
Okay, I was pressing the lower one, my bad.
Alright, and now that that's completed, you can move on to the next area. And here we have a view of our futuristic city. You can look around and see a bunch of text. Here's some contributing factors to pollution like highways, landfills,